been a while since I made the video with English, and today I want to talk about what's going on in Syria in the past like 6 months. There was a problem, I don't know if you heard about it, between the Syrian government, which represent the Syrian people, which whether people like it or not in the international media, but this is us. We like this government. We like what they are doing. We like their projects and what they are doing for the Syrian people. Until now, everything is going fine. But there's a minority in Syria, which they live in the same city called Suwaida in the south of Syria. And this triangle, they live in Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine. The ones in Palestine fight with the Israeli army. They fight in Gaza, they fight against the Palestinians because they don't consider themselves as Muslims. They are actually not, but it's not up to me to decide when someone is Muslim or not. You can have whatever faith you want, but those people are known for following the strongest. If they are living in Lebanon, they go with the Christians because Christians are the majority in Lebanon. When they are living in Syria, they say we are Muslims because the majority are Muslims. When they are living in Palestine, the majority there and the strongest are the Jews. So they say like Jews are our cousins. They say it exactly like that. And they are the only ones who made like fatwa from the religious people there that you have to serve in the Israeli army. So the ones in Syria, most of them didn't want Israel. They wanted to live with the Syrian people like any other Syrian. That's it. But there is a religious leader there called Hikmat al-Hijri. He have connections to the Druze leader in Palestine, and he wanted to join there. He wanted to join Israel. But for, I don't know if he see the map or not, but Suwaida, where he live, is not close to Israel. There's a other big province state in Syria between them. And that state is Daraa, are 100%, or let's say 80% Muslim Arabs. So they don't want. So how can you take this land all for yourself when your population that you say that you represent are less than 500,000 people, and you want to take all this land from 1,500,000 to join Israel? Doesn't make sense, but for him somehow it seems logical. So the Syrian government for sure doesn't accept this. The Syrian people doesn't accept this. Even people that he say that he represent doesn't accept this. But he made the problem because unfortunately, when you have guns, words doesn't mean anything. Because a word is not stronger than a bullet. So it's not like the movies, that if you go and shout and say freedom and no, weapons wins battles. So when they say that they want to join Israel, they tried to kick all the Sunni Arabs from that city, which led to a massacre, which retaliate, and those Arabs that live there are mostly tribal people. So the tribal people from all over Syria, they went to rescue their cousins and their families, which also led to a massacre against the Druze. We don't want any of this. We don't want massacres against the Sunni tribes. We don't want massacres against the Druze. But he started it, and it became a very big problem. Now we are living in a situation that we don't know what to do with this guy. Like, he's taking his people hostage, saying that it started with that he want to rule the country, that city, and he said that we want the army and the police forces to be just Druze. The government accepted. Then he said, no, we want like they said, no, Syria is too small to divide into federations. Then he started to say, like 2 weeks ago, that no, we want to have our own country, which like a country inside the country. They don't only have borders with Jordan, which is suffering from them because this guy is the drug dealer. He make drugs. They make drugs there, and they want to take it to Saudi Arabia and the other countries through Jordan. So now this is the situation, and you can see that the other cities in Syria are just flourishing, trying to make new projects, trying to The economy is getting better, the electricity is getting better, everything is getting better except that city, which now is ruled by a religious figure, which is that he shows his identity as a religious figure, but he's basically a drug dealer taking his people hostage for his own projects, which is supported by Israel, unfortunately. And anyone who tell you like, no, those are minorities, and they just remember that those same people, they are fighting with the Israeli army in Gaza. So when you go and you ask help from the Israeli army, you are never like a good person who's have good intentions won't go and ask for help from an army, from a country that is starving children, that's bombing children every day. Just keep it in mind. Because I see so many people who are not Syrians, they don't know the truth, and they always try to accuse the government that the government in Syria is doing this. Just like you have two sides, one of them is supported and asking to join Israel, the other is not. So if you have any moral compass, just think about it. Which one is wrong and which one is right and which one is saying the truth? Just think and ask about it. And you should, before you assume, just because the Syrian government have religious tendencies, it doesn't make them bad, because it's all over the world. In India, in China, in Russia, in Europe, all the governments have their own religious tendencies, which is not something bad. But people have this idea that Islamic, it means terrorism. Okay, people are in Gaza are Muslims. Are those terrorists? The children there are terrorists? No. So please ask and question the realities that those people in Druze, and not all of them. I have friends who are Druze. I worked for them with them for years. They are not like that. Only this religious figure, which unfortunately he have the power to rule over the people and silence them, and every day they are assassinating and arresting people who are like opposing this idea of joining Israel. So just please seek for the truth before you assume anything.